Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum, guys. I hope you're fine. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Welcome to the self-care advice videos. I know we have taken quite some time off, and this is because I have been really held up of late, launching my business, Hood Safaris, graduating from school, looking for jobs, attending weddings, visiting relatives. So I have been really held up. That's why I wasn't able to sit down and create the self-care advice videos. Yeah, because this type of content normally requires me to do a lot of research, then sit down, write whatever I have learned from the research, and then come here and vlog to you guys. Yeah, so we are here. Alhamdulillah, we have managed to do this video. I have been thinking about this topic for a very long time, and I'm glad that today we are talking about it. So let's get started. And today we are going to find a solution for the feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. Yeah, so basically every one of us feels insecure and inadequate sometimes, and these feelings could be just in our heads, or they could be stimulated by somebody who always makes us to feel as useless as an expired person, or they could become as a result of triggers like social media, and maybe past memories. Basically, the feelings of insecurities have an originality, like they originate from somewhere, and that is what we are going to talk about today. If you're yet to understand the concept of insecurity, I want you to listen to these few examples and rate your emotions or the feelings that came when you experienced such kind of things. Have you ever been lonely and then you go on Instagram or on Facebook or on TikTok, on YouTube? You feel so lonely and down and so unhappy and sad, and then you suddenly see photos of people hanging out. It's like they're having the best days in their lives, a happy family, a happy couple, a bunch of friends having fun. Or rather, have you ever been in class and you sit next to a bright student and you have tried your best to perform, but then the bright student keeps on showing their big A for that exam? Rather, have you spoken to people who are yet to have children and then they walk on the streets and then or maybe they see these cute photos of babies and their parents on Instagram or on any social media platforms? Those kind of emotions that make us feel inadequate are what we are talking about today. Those emotions that make us feel incomplete, and they make us want to achieve more or have what other people want, or have what other people have. These are the feelings we're talking about. These are the feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. So guys, what do you do when life makes you feel that you are inadequate and it gives you these feelings of insecurities? One thing you should do, know that everyone has their own stuff. No matter how perfect that Instagram celebrity looks, they have their own imperfections, they have their own issues, and this is simply because we are all human and we are all going to be tested. The only difference is that the tests are usually different. It might look simple to you, but it's a burden to them. It might look simple to them, but to you it looks like it's a burden. So no matter how perfect things look to us, there's always another side of the story, and trust me, the struggles we endure are better than when we are given the struggles of others. If I can quote from the Quran, it says that God does not give us a test except that He knows that we can handle it. So no matter how you feel your life is messed up sometimes, that poor grade or that loneliness you feel, no matter how you feel, just know that we are all humans and we all have our stories to tell. So instead of entertaining or feeling inadequate, always remind yourself that everybody has their own stuff. Even that friend of yours who has a perfect family, their mother and father, they have a good house, they have cars, they have this, they have brothers, they feel like it seems from the outside like they have a perfect united family, but you never know what goes around in that family. Okay, so the next time you are tempted to feel inadequate just because you think people are perfect, know that everybody has their own stuff and you never know the story of the other person. The same way you have insecurities, the same way these people have their own insecurities, because we are all human and none of us is perfect. So number 2, what you should do to settle feelings of inadequacy and insecurities: add yet to your vocabulary. Instead of telling yourself that I'm not good enough, or I'm just a dull student, or I'm not good in business, I'm not this, I'm not that, use the word yet. Tell yourself, I'm not yet rich and I'm working on that. I'm not yet in a perfect body, but I'm working towards that. Use the word yet instead of, when you use the word yet, it's like you are creating a mentality of positivity, of you achieving this kind of lifestyle that you want, okay? But when you say I am not and you end it there, it means that you have confined yourself and you don't allow yourself to move past that block, okay? So instead of telling yourself that I'm a bad student, I'm this, I'm that, if you haven't achieved something, just tell yourself, I'm not yet there, but this is where I'm heading to right now. So this is something that is going to change the mindset. Instead of you feeling inadequate, you're going to fill yourself with optimism, and instead of you envying the other person, you're going to be happy for the other person for what they have, just because you've added this word into your vocabulary. Learn to add yet to your words. Tell yourself, I'm not yet at 1,000 subscribers, but I'm trying my best to be there. I'm not yet at 1,000 followers, but I'm trying my best to be there, okay? I'm not yet. It gives you a sense of hope, optimism that one day you're also going to be someone. Tip number 3, broaden your scope and how you view life, okay? Instead of viewing life in terms of the likes, in terms of the things that people have, view life from a different angle. A good life is a life of integrity, a life of kindness, a life of building good relationships with people. A good life is a life of satisfaction. Okay, the other things mark a good life, but let it not be something that limits you to an extent that you forget that you're also having the best part of your life, because you have your mother loves you, your father loves you, your siblings love you, you have friends that care about you. Don't just restrict your life to the view of the pop culture, which is majorly about entertainment and the likes we have on social media, the followers we have on social media, the engagement we get on social media. Okay, that is success, but also life is more than that. Life is about being raw, practicing integrity, honesty, being happy, and allowing ourselves to be the best version and the true version of ourselves, and finding ourselves each and every day, no matter how ugly other people see it. We want to be the best version of us, and we are content with that. So we should broaden our scope instead of thinking that a good life is about of likes and comments and subscribers and this and that and a good car and a good this. Let's appreciate what we have and look at things that really make us live life instead of just focusing on the materials. Okay, point number 4, don't let your state of happiness be controlled by other people's standards, okay? Don't wait for people to appreciate you, or don't look for approval in the eyes of people. If you feel like today you have done your best, applaud yourself for it. Award yourself for it. If you feel like today you haven't done good enough, it's totally okay. Like not every day you're going to have the best day of your life. Some days are going to be days where you don't feel like getting up, and it's totally okay. Some days are going to be full of happiness and joy, some days are going to be full of sadness and sorrow, and it's totally okay. So don't beat yourself up and postpone your happiness until you have this, until you have that, until society thinks that you should be happy. Define your state of happiness, and the best way to define your state of happiness is always being happy for what you have and being happy for who you are, and trying to love every part of you, no matter how hard it feels sometimes. That is how we should all live our lives, instead of giving our state of happiness in the hands of societal standards or in the hands of just other people's standards. Okay guys, tip number 5 is give your best self a rest. Don't always try to be perfect. Don't always practice perfectionism. Perfectionism is boring in itself, okay? Allow yourself to have bad days where you're just you, days where you have bad hair, days where you don't feel like taking shower, days where you have raw conversations, you laugh it out loud with your friends. Don't always try to be the best version, and this best version is something that has been set as a standard by other people. Give your best self a rest and allow yourself to be human, and know that you're not always going to be perfect. There are going to be days where you are down, and don't judge yourself for being down. Don't judge yourself for not achieving some things, okay? Appreciate and love every part of you, and be happy for where you are. Be happy for the integrity you have, for the happiness you have, for the people that are in your life, for the people who love you, instead of you feeling inadequate and insecure. Okay, one last thing, which is tip number 6, is always remind yourself that perfectionism is boring. We all want somebody who can go raw and be human. We all hate somebody who is trying to live a perfect life, because we are not perfect. That is the truth. We all have insecurities. We all have bad days. We all have lazy days. That's the truth. And knowing that perfectionism doesn't exist is something that we should do, because it's going to make us accept ourselves instead of us feeling inadequate and insecure about where we are. We should know that nobody is perfect, and change those few vocabularies that I have talked about and following the other tips. This should help us kill the feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. So one main thing I want you guys to take from this video is always remember that everyone struggles with feelings of inadequacy and insecurities. No matter how perfect you see somebody, they always have their bad days. They always have things that they're struggling with, okay? It's not always the perfect image. There are some things that are behind the scenes that we don't know, but they exist, okay? Number 2, there's always the other side of the story. When you see a perfect couple on Instagram, you see perfect friends, you see perfect work on Instagram, just know that there's the other side of the story that isn't visible. Another thing is broaden your scope. Things are not just what they seem to be, or rather, life is not just about the material stuff, okay? Life is more than the likes on Instagram, the likes on Facebook, the subscribers. Life is more than the perfect pictures you see. Life is about building strong relationships with your family. Life is more than the material stuff. It's more than the likes. It's more than the perfect car your neighbor drives. It's more than the perfect house that somebody or your friend lives in. Life is more than that. Life is about having beautiful and strong relationships with people. It's about integrity. It's about being able to make your own decisions. It's about being happy for who you are, no matter how other people view you. The other stuff matter, but this is the most important things in life. Instead of us comparing ourselves in terms of materialism, we can look at the bigger picture and see what life has offered us. So guys, that is all for today. I hope this is going to help someone, and inshallah we're going to talk about this more and more, because it's something that most of us struggle with. I mean, we all feel inadequate sometimes, and we struggle a lot. We struggle with it a lot, and we can't wait to come out of it. So it's something I'm looking forward to talking about again in the future, inshallah. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, share with your family and friends, like the video, and drop your comments.